So after having just gone through every single book on my physical TBR, I also wanted to take a look at all of the series that I'm in. I believe there are 27. That's not including series that I DNF'd and series that I'm currently caught up to. But I'm gonna hold up the ones that I have and talk through and put a picture somewhere of ones that I don't have or I read via audiobook or Kindle, so I don't have the physical copies. But yeah, I thought I would just quickly go through my current feelings about the series, and then the purpose of this is that on top of the read it or yeet it series that I'm doing to dwindle down my 180 plus physical TBR, I'd like to also finish some of these series because that just feels good to get them done. I also have so many series that I want to start, but I don't want to forget what's going on in these ones. So the first category of series I'm in the middle of are series where I just have one book left. So should just be able to get it done. And then I can cross it off my list. I believe all of these, if I finish that one book, they'll be done, but I could be wrong. There could be more coming out. That would be a surprise for these ones. There's only a couple. So the very first one is the Knock 'Em Out series by Lucy Score. The first one being Things We Never Got Over. I've read Things We Hide from the Light, which means all I have left are Things We Left Behind. And actually, this has pretty high ratings. The second one was meh for me. I loved this first one. I actually read it on Kindle, but this edition is so cute and I would love to do a reread of this. I was giggling, I probably cried. It's, par for the course, but I would love to do a reread of this one, potentially with some of my friends, a buddy read. So I had to get the super cute edition. It was on sale. The next series that I have one book left is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Read the first one. I thought it was pretty good, but I didn't think it was anything groundbreaking, revolutionary. I listened to the second one, Reckless, and I just didn't love it. But I have heard that the third one is good, so I have it on hold through my library on audiobook. So I do plan on reading it when it comes in, but I'm not in a rush to get to it. The cliffhanger at the end of the second one is certainly interesting to me, so I kind of want to know what happens, but it's not top of my list. The next one is from the Flesh and Fire series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This series, the whole From Blood and Ash series, has really taken a big turn. I loved From Blood and Ash, I really did. I went from reading ACOTAR, just the first book. I read that on vacation and then was oh my gosh, what is this? Mind blown. I need to read something similar. So when I looked up what's similar, From Blood and Ash popped up. So I read that on the plane, just immediately sucked in. I like the first 2 to 3 books of that. Maybe the first 2. It just goes, it's definitely the first 3. It just goes on a tangent that I don't really know how it got there. This is the prequel series, starting with A Shadow in the Ember, which I really liked. I liked the first 2. Again, the third one, I'm what are we doing? It just is kind of dragging on, and I'm confused. But there's only one left, and it's out, so I need to read it so I can just cross it off my list. So the last one is Born of Blood and Ash. The next one where I have one book left is the Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver. I've read Flawless, Heartless, Powerless, and Reckless, and then I have Hopeless on audiobook. I think I started it and I just was not into feeling like listening to some romance at the time. You definitely have to be in the mood for it. So I need to get back to it, especially being on audiobook. I could just fly through it. So that's a quick one. As far as the next series is the Regency Fairy Tales by Olivia Atwater. These are interconnected standalones. I loved Half a Soul so much, and that's why I'm continuing the series. 10,000 Stitches is the second one. I've listened to that. It's not as good, gives similar vibes, so there's that, but I'm interested to see if I like the third one, Long Shadow. The next one that I have one book left is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. I've read the first 3, which is An Ember in the Ashes, A Reaper at the Gates, and then A Torch Against the Night. This is a YA fantasy romance. Just like a bit different than typical fairy romance. So it's definitely an interesting one. It's not my favorite. It's pretty good. But if I like love a series, like I will not put it down. I'll just keep reading all the way through. And I've just got one left, so I need to just finish it and see what happens. The last one is actually an interesting one. It's the Maple Hills series by Hannah Grace. Also interconnected standalones. So it kind of feels like I don't have to read them all, but I've actually read Icebreaker and then Daydream. I haven't read the middle one, which is Wildfire, because Icebreaker was like meh, but then I heard people raving about Daydream, so I really wanted to read it. And now it's a potential DNF for me because I'm just not like that interested in Wildfire, you know? Like why? I don't know if I want to take the time to read that one when I have so many other books that I need to read. So that might be maybe an audiobook one, just so I can cross it off the list, but we'll see. Now I'm gonna go through the series that I'm in the middle of where I own the next one or two. So it should be easy to pick up and continue these series because I have the copies already. I don't need to acquire them. The first one being The Windy City by Liz Tomford. I've read Mile High, The Right Move, and Caught Up. I have Play Along in my Audible library currently, so can read that next one. I don't have the last one, Rewind It Back, but I did really love Caught Up. It took me a long time to finally get to that one, but I did, and I really enjoyed it. I've liked all of them. I know people give Mile High a bad rap, but I thought it was cute. The next one is the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb. I read the first one, and I have the next two. I love these little pocketbooks. I think they're so cute. So I've read Assassin's Apprentice. I need to read Royal Assassin and Assassin's Quest. I'm hoping that they get better, but getting through that first one was a slog. Like, it was good. I don't know. I feel like a lot of fantasy books, I feel this way a lot about Mistborn. It's such an endeavor to read them that I think I convinced myself that the book was so good because it took so much effort to read it that I'm like, why would I spend all that time and energy if I didn't love it? So, TBD. The next one is The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez. I read the first one, The Friend Zone, and then I have the Happy Ever After playlist and Life's Too Short. I've actually heard that this one is really good. The Friend Zone was fine. Heard newer stuff, like Part of Your World, Yours Truly, and Just for the Summer. I love that. I love those so much. Like 5 stars across the board on those. The Friend Zone was not a 5-star. It may have been like 4, probably. But yeah, so I've got these two, and we'll be getting those soon. But I also have her new release, so that's probably takes precedence. I gotta figure out a better way to do this because I just filmed everything, but I wasn't filming because I couldn't see that if I was filming or not. So we're gonna do this again. The next one is Little Thieves by Margaret Owen. The first one's Little Thieves, the second one's Painted Devils. The first one it's interesting. They're YA fantasy. I think, yep, fantasy romance. And it's like her redemption. She has this curse placed upon her because she is a thief, and she has to figure out how to right her wrongs in order to lift this curse. I don't know, I'm definitely interested enough to read the second one, and then we'll see if I finish the trilogy. The third one is Holy Terrors, and I believe that comes out this year, if not already. If it hasn't come out yet. The next one is The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, and I feel like such an idiot saying all of this again. So there's that. I did read Mistborn, and I rated it pretty highly. I think when you read something like this that takes so much brain power, if you get through it and you like it enough, it's gonna be a 5-star because you put so much energy into it. And I might have just said that about this series. Did I just say that? We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what I filmed and what I didn't film. We'll see. So I've started The Well of Ascension. I'm 60 pages in and I stopped. It's not a DNF, it's a soft DNF. I just was not in the place to read this. Especially because like, I like this, but like, I guess I wasn't invested enough to have to pick up the next one. So, but I already have the next two in the first trilogy. So I'm going to read them. I'm going to, but I'm waiting on the audiobook through my library because I'm hoping that'll help speed it up a bit. The thing about Brandon Sanderson is like, he can embellish and explain in such detail that like, it's 1,000 pages, but like the concept and the story could probably be told in like 300. Like if I were writing it, it'd probably be like 300. Like he'd be the kid in school that would turn in like a 20-page paper when like the minimum requirement is 5, and I'm struggling to get more than 3 pages. So he just really goes into detail. And I think it's because he has all of this in his head that he wants you to understand it like as deeply as he knows the world. And like, rather than you filling in your own pictures, he wants it to be like exactly what was in his head. That's my feelings on Brandon Sanderson. The next one is the Alex Stern series by Leigh Bardugo. Ninth House is so good. It's so good. What are there, devils? Demons. That's the other word for devil, right? There's demons, I believe. It's been a while since I've read it. And that is why I'm holding off on reading this, because I think there are more coming. And so I want to wait to read this until I know that there's more coming so that I'll know what's going on. And the next one is The Deal, which is just like a short and sweet, classic romance, college setting, hockey romance from the 2015. And so it's almost like nostalgic for me because I was in college around that era. And I just thought it was like cute. I do have plans to read the next ones. The next series is The Boys of Tommen by Chloe Walsh. I've read Binding 13 and Keeping 13. And then I have the next 3, Saving 6, Redeeming 6, and Taming 7. I don't yet have Releasing 10, but there's just kind of like a natural pause point because this is about Shannon and Johnny, and this is about the next 2, Saving 6 and Redeeming 6, are about Joey and Effie. So I just kind of took a break because it is heavy and I needed a mental break and maybe like switch it up and then I'll jump back into it. From what I've heard, it's like the same story, but from his point of view, possibly. So like, I'm interested to see how like reading it from a different perspective, but already knowing what's going to happen, like I feel like that's gonna be a lot. The next one, loved, 5-star, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I have the next one, Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands. It's just so whimsical, and she's just kind of a loose cannon in a sense. Like she's just gonna do what she wants, and she thinks that she knows best. And I just love her. She's so fun. Like she's kind of oblivious in some ways. And then Wendell is just a great character. Like I just love the characters in them. And it just made me feel a certain way. So I'm excited to get to the next one. I just haven't yet, but I will. The next 2 I just finished, Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. I've read the first 2 in the Dreamland Billionaires, and I have DNF'd that series, but I'm tempted to go back and read the 3rd one. So maybe that might be another series that we have to pull off of my actual DNF list. But I read Love Redesigned and I listened to it partially, and it's pretty cute. Pretty cute. Nothing revolutionary. This next one is about his cousin, Rafa. He's a single dad. His son has a disability, and there's also the nanny. It's about the nanny, single dad nanny trope. So I'm going to read it because I have it, but I don't know if I'm going to continue the series if there are more. The next one is the Wayward Children series by Shauna Maguire. I've read the first one. These are like 160 page stories that gave me like Emily Wilde vibes, in that like they're super whimsical, very unique. I'm interested to see, this book is the first 3, and I believe they still have this on Book Outlet. So if you're interested, it's a good way to like dabble and see if you want to continue. So I need to try the next ones and see what I think of them, if I'm going to keep going with the whole series. I think they're at like 9 or 10 now. All right, these next ones, there's 4 series, 3 series here where I don't own the next books in them, but I'm going to continue them. The first one being A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen. It's the Saga of the Unfated. So I read the first one. I need to read A Curse Carved in Bone. I don't think it's out yet. It's either just come out or it's coming out in the next couple of weeks. I can't remember. I really loved that first one. It's just a bit different. It's based in Norwegian mythology, and I just liked the relationship. I think someone was like mentioned how insufferable the main character is, but that doesn't always bother me because it's different, you know? And sometimes people are just insufferable. I don't know. I like to kind of look past that. Like, you can't have perfect characters all the time. Like, they're gonna be annoying. It's okay to be annoying. It's like that book, The Courage to Be Disliked. I want the main characters of my books to know that they can be disliked. It's okay. The next one is The Bound and the Broken by Ryan Cahill. This is an epic fantasy series. The 4th one I have not read yet. It's of Empires and Dust. I've read of Blood and Fire, of Darkness and Light, and of War and Ruin. We gotta work on titling things because I could never, I will never be able to put those in the right order. I don't know, maybe I could if I tried hard enough. I still have a hard time with ACOTAR and what order those go in and what they're called. It's too, I don't remember that. But these books are so good. I think that it's a bit more of an accessible fantasy. Like, they're long, it's hefty. I think the last one was like 1,500 pages. The one that just came out is like 1,700 pages. Like, it is a big book. So like, you've got to be invested in it. But I think that the world building, the concepts, the different viewpoints that you're following, I think it's easy enough to follow that if you are wanting to get into epic fantasy, I think that that's probably a better place to start than, say, one of these. If you're wanting like a Game of Thrones, like epic fantasy, I think that The Bound and the Broken by Ryan Cahill is a good place to start. I even read the first book in the Game of Thrones, the first couple. And those are just hard to get through too. I don't know, but I flew through these ones. So those will be on like my top books of the year. The next one I just read, Empire the Vampire, which is the first in the trilogy by Jay Kristoff. Really interesting. I've never read anything like this. You know, my experience with vampires typically has more to do with romance, like Twilight. So it was kind of a fun take on vampires. It also has pictures. You gotta love a good illustration. And the main character is telling his story to someone else. So it's like his retelling of these events that happened. And it's super interesting. I'm excited to pick up the next one and see where it goes. But yeah, the relationships and characters in here are just fascinating. Really like them. Also, it sounds like my daughter's turned on the keyboard, so if you can hear lovely piano playing, that is what that is. And then soon to be added, I think this is the only one I've just started this. I'm on page 100. Oh, that's cute. But I will finish this and then I'll have to add it to my series tracker. So that leaves us at, 27. Did I say 27? 27 series that I'm in the middle of. I plan on doing vlogs in the next few months of getting up to date and caught up on a bunch of those series, and want to keep track of new series that I start. But yeah, it's nice to just like cross them off your list, and then I can also give you guys recommendations on series that are worth your time. Thank you so much for watching all of that. Again, just hoping and praying that I'm still recording after filming half of it without actually pressing record. Love that for me. Keep an eye out for May wrap up, June TBR, and then a couple of vlogs in the next couple of weeks. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a good one. Bye.